Up for the easy tones. I promise we'll get that Polka brace for you. Yes, dear, we will. You're gonna have to wait just a couple of tunes. We're gonna get things going. We are the Dynabrass, based here out of Toledo, Ohio, my hometown. We're going to start out with a tune off of our most recent recording, By the Light of the Moon, instrumentally for you right now. Here we go with one called the Polonia Grove Polka. whoa, da-da-da-da, 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 whoa. When I was just a little boy, I didn't have any more. And mama used to say, you got more than other boys. You may not be good looking, you may not be too rich, but you'll never have it real up if you got one. Lucky lips I'll always be, lucky lips I'll never lose. Lucky lips will always find it, and it's so true. I will reach for the good, I will hold in my heart. With lucky lips you'll always have a lady here. Thank you. Welcome all to the 10th annual Polish Summer Picnic right here at Oak Shade Grove. We are the Dynabrass, and those last couple of tunes are off of our latest releases from 24 and 25. And we'd like to remind you we do have our Dynabrass t-shirts along with some CDs available still. We have those CDs. Most of our music now is available online from the streaming services. But we do have CDs available as well. If you are interested, stop on up. We'd love to have you take some of our stuff home with you. We're going to do this one for all the volunteers and all the picnic committee members, everybody that's involved with putting on this fantastic event. How about a big round of applause for all the volunteers? Yeah, Taps could not pull this off without the volunteer crew. And we thank you all very much for all that you do to make this picnic a success year after year. We're going to go old school for you right now off the Dynabrass in the Heat of the Night recording. Here's Chase on the vocal. It's one called I Lost My Girl, Polka. There you go, this one called I Lost My Girl. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know that we're running low on the babka. So that's the Polish coffee cake made by the Taps Polish Bakers. About a week and a half ago, they went out and did that for 3 days. And there's just a few loads left. So get them while they last. You don't want to miss out on getting the sweet treats, that's for sure. All right, we're going to go Obedic time for you right now. This will be kind of a shortened set. We've got about 10 minutes before we bring out Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push. Right now, we're going to get an Obedic for you. It's a Jeff Malechko original. Here's one called Give Me Your Heart, Obedic.
Just melts and I call for you, 'cause you got a way that just gets to my soul. When I hold you, I don't wanna let go, 'cause you got a way that just gets to my soul. When I hold you, I don't wanna let go. So 'cause I know a thing that this will have to begin. I just forgot to keep your loving hand. Give me your heart and I'll give you my soul. Hold me forever, won't let you go. Give me your heart and I'll give you my soul. Hold me forever, won't let you go. Hold you under my life goodbye. When you're on my mind, all I
That's one called Give Me Your Heart, Obetic. All right, we've got time for just about 2 more tunes for you right now. All right, we're going to feature Chase on the vocals for you for a couple of tunes. And ladies and gentlemen, do you all know Chase Mochkevich? He just won your pierogi eating contest. He's got the Champions Trophy right there. 3-time champion of the TAPS pierogi eating contest. But even better than that, this year he was named the USPA Male Vocalist of the Year for 2024. Chase Mochkevich right here from Perrysburg, Ohio. And we're very proud of him. Polka time for you right now. We got 2 tunes before we bring up Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push. Here we go for you off of our very first recording, The Dream Lives On, one called At the Square. Song of the Year for 2024, especially for Kenna, her favorite song. Here's one called Pole, Rache Pole.
Pole, Rache Pole, niech się leje czysta, póki noc jest pola, póki nam nie szkoda. Pole, Rache Pole, chodź stań ze mną jeszcze, celą ranę tańczy, tańczy za to. Hej! Pole, Rache Pole, niech się leje czysta. Magic turns on the clock, and down the starry sky. The ladies up the stairs, do we watch from the back? And in the trickle down, stick on in your seat, oh yes, just this and punch and stop. Oh, it's the teeth and bodies of the touch me not just to stop. Oh, it's the punch and stop. Oh, it's the teeth and for the Dynabrass set number 1. Thank you, one and all. We'll be back in 45 minutes. Right now, put your hands together. 12-time Grammy Award winner and multiple time